Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, as you continue to enjoy today's lunch, I'd like to go ahead and formally start the 2019 Lexington Forum State of the City Address and Awards presentation. I'd also like to welcome at this time viewers on Lex TV who are on channel 185 and also on Lex TV as they view the presentation from across our wild and wonderful Kentucky. My name is Fausto Sarmiento. I'm the principal consultant of Performance Driven LLC, a consulting company that helps businesses navigate the twists and turns they encounter on the road to success. Some of my clients have reached a certain stage in their careers where they have also had the chance to purchase high horsepower cars. And I'm fortunate enough through the services of my business to provide them with driver coaching in order to help them become safer, more confident drivers, regardless of whether or not they're exploring spirited S-curves on the back roads or attacking a chicane in a private closed course. Community engagement has always been a driving source of inspiration for me. And so it is with great pleasure that again I want to welcome all of you to the 2019 Lexington Forum State of the City Address and Awards Luncheon. The Lexington Forum is a 35-year-old membership-driven organization with members consisting of active citizens, business and civic leaders with one theme in common, one major theme in common. We always enjoy having discussions on what makes Lexington one of the best places to work, to live, and to play. We are committed to having community conversations that matter. The forum meets on the first Thursday of nearly every month at 7:15 for breakfast in order to discuss informative and often poignant conversations that are timely to our community. In just the past year, the Lexington Forum has presented programs ranging from topics such as the Violence Against Women Act, the growth of the University of Kentucky, the bourbon distillery in Kentucky, Kentucky's food culture, the advancement of technology, and many other subjects. The Programs Committee works hard to bring these timely and informative topics to our members and guests, hence our focus on having community conversations that matter. On February 7th, the forum will take on the challenges that face the workforce here in Lexington, and in March, Keeneland will host and sponsor the Lexington Forum meeting at the beautiful venue of Keeneland. We will discuss the equine industry and agritourism. So please consider joining us on the first Thursday of the month to have poignant, timely, and important conversations that matter to the community here in Lexington. If you are interested in becoming a member, please visit lexingtonforum.org. We have membership options for young professionals and even patron members. Engaging in community events often brings the Lexington Forum in contact with individuals who work hard to make a positive impact every day here in the Bluegrass. I'd like to invite Ryan Kelsch, a partner at ES Bar & Company, a private wealth management firm located here in Lexington, to the stage to award the annual Lexington Forum Want to Watch and Spirit Awards. Ryan currently serves as the president-elect of the Lexington Forum and is also the chair of the Programs Committee. Ryan.
Thank you, Fausto. Lexington is fortunate to experience amazing individuals who contribute in superior ways to the growth and the development of our community. Each year, the Lexington Forum seeks to recognize such individuals. The Lexington Forum's 2019 One to Watch Award goes to an up-and-coming leader who is making a tremendous impact on our community. Miss Savannah Cooper is a student at Lafayette High School, a dancer, an actress, an entrepreneur, and a chronic illness warrior. In 2008, at the age of 7, Savannah was diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and tethered cord syndrome. She underwent her first surgery that year. Since 2013, she has had 3 major surgeries, 7 PICC lines, lost her hair, had a port placed in her chest, and endured over 40 kidney infections. Those circumstances would have been enough to sideline many of us. Yet, they had what can only be described as the opposite effect on Savannah. Her painful and challenging journey has brought out all the very best things in her: strength, courage, self-confidence, and a passion to encourage and serve others. She has continued to dance competitively, competed successfully in the pageant circuit, securing a crown as Miss Bowling Green Teen, and launched her own nonprofit, Sav Strong. Sav Strong is a growing nonprofit organization whose mission is to raise awareness and funds while educating chronically ill patients, families, and the communities that surround them. Most people have no idea of the journeys that these families face until it affects them personally. The organization not only helps support the patients and the families of the chronically ill, but also raises awareness and teaches inclusiveness and kindness in the community while speaking at schools across the state. We believe that Savannah's future holds great things, as she is without question one to watch. Please join me in congratulating this year's One to Watch recipient, Savannah Cooper of Sav Strong.
Thank you so much to Mr. Kelch and to the Lexington Forum for this amazing honor. I am so grateful for the opportunity to be able to raise awareness and funds for chronically ill patients and their families. I would have never thought Sav Strong would have turned into such a successful organization, and I'm so thankful for your support. Thank you so much.
The next award that will be given today is the Spirit Award. For more than 30 years, the Lexington Forum has honored an exceptional individual or organization with the Spirit Award for making a difference. Nominations are open to the community at large, and this year's submissions were all very well deserving. The nominees included Stephanie Spires, Kevin Stinnett, Vivian and Larry Snipes, Divine Karama, Andy Shea, and the Imperial Court of Kentucky. The volunteer committee believes that this year's recipients have been impacting our community for many years. We proudly present this year's Spirit Award to Vivian and Larry Snipes for their continued investment in our community through the Lexington Children's Theater. Vivian and Larry Snipes are the producing and artistic directors of the Lexington Children's Theater. They have shepherded the organization from its roots as a small community theater to its present status as a nationally recognized theater. The Lexington Children's Theater is now an approximately $3 million company providing arts and art education to over 120,000 young people across Kentucky every year. Vivian and Larry share a true passion for access to the arts, especially for the youth. They inspire that same passion in the Lexington Theater's staff. Opening children's eyes to the world of theater and the arts has been the driving force behind everything that they have done throughout their entire careers. Lexington's Children's Theater is passionate about access and providing low or no-cost arts experiences to our youth. Just last year, they did just that to almost 18,000 young people and their families. A generation of Kentucky's young people have had the privilege of learning the values, ideals, and integrity that have made Vivian and Larry remarkable leaders and community members for the last 40 years. In 1996, the Lane Report awarded the Lexington Children's Theater the Leader in Education and Arts Award. In 2010, Vivian and Larry were the winners of the Sarah Spencer Child Drama Award. In 2012, Lexington Children's Theater and the Snipes were awarded the Orland Corley Medallion by the Children's Theater Foundation of America. Previous recipients of this prestigious award have included Maurice Sendak, Dr. Seuss, and Charles Schultz. In 2013, the Lexington Children's Theater received the Governor's Award for Arts and Education, the state's highest honor for the arts. The Lexington Forum is honored to add the 2019 Spirit Award to their list of recognitions. Please join me in welcoming Vivian and Larry Snipes to the stage.
we flipped a coin.
He lost.
Ryan took almost everything I had to say, so I'm not going to repeat what Ryan just said because many of you already know what Lexington Children's Theater has done, but what it's meant to the community, what it's meant to us over the years. In fact, I want to know exactly, just give an idea of how many people, just sitting at your table right where you are, if you have been in a production at the Lexington Children's Theater, you have a family member who is in a production, you've attended a show, you've taken a class, you've done a workshop, would you just stick your hand up? See that crowd? Okay, now I'm going to cry. Because I told Vivian I was kind of afraid to do that. But I don't know why. Because we reach so many young people through the schools, through families, through organizations here in the city, and I forget how far spread we are. But we're getting this award, and the thing that always bothers me a little bit about awards is that leaders are only as good as their team. And over 40 years, we've had incredible people working on behalf of the young people in Lexington. And I can't thank them enough for that privilege that they shared their artistry with all those young people across the state of Kentucky and spilling over into some of the other states. And so that's what I want to say today. This is an award to us, but this is an award to a group of artisans that work diligently to provide art for your families and the families to come. So I look forward to continuing to work with them. And everybody knows I do the numbers things, but I'm not going to do the numbers things because I don't want to. So I'm going to turn it over to Vivian because she is much better at this thing.
Yeah, and I just might cry too because I am vulnerable. I believe firmly in theater and the arts. I challenge each of you as I challenge every student with which we work. You are an artist. How many of you think of yourselves as artists? Raise a hand. Yeah, right. I need you to change that perspective. Do you look at the sunset? Do you garden? Do you cook? Do you talk to other human beings? The art of persuasion is amazing, and it is artistry. And now I challenge you to become artists in whatever way you can, to continue to be ambassadors for the arts in your lives. It builds empathy. It builds collaboration. It builds the creative thinkers like you that are here today and gathered around us. So I thank you immensely. My office door has a bow on it because my job is a gift. And you have made it possible through the ways that you have helped support the arts in Lexington. Please continue, and thank you for this honor. But as Larry said, it's not just us, it is all of us. Thank you very much.
Vivian and Larry, the Lexington Forum thanks you for your tireless community service efforts through the arts. You truly capture the ethos behind the Lexington Forum Spirit Award. Congratulations.
Ryan, thank you very much, and congratulations again to our award winners. And thank you to the community for the nominations that you submitted. It was very difficult and very close voting, and so again, I always want to encourage you all to participate in nominating potential awardees for the State of the City, One to Watch, and also Spirit Awards. Those of you who truly know me know I can get rather long-winded. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'd like to introduce our featured speaker of the day, someone who I had the pleasure of meeting for coffee early one morning, and lo and behold, now we get to meet for lunch. Mayor Linda Gorton.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. I'm trying to decide if I'm an artist. That's all of our jobs for today. Thank you so much, and thank you to the Lexington Forum and Forum President Fausto Sarmiento for again hosting today's annual State of the City, State of the County address. Wow. It has been 17 days and counting, 17 days as mayor, and I've enjoyed every one of them. We're just getting started, but I've already discovered I really like being mayor. And I suspect it's for the same reason I like being a registered nurse. There is something different happening every single day, sometimes every minute. Today, I'm going to talk about the progress that's been made over the past year in some of our city programs and touch on a few ideas we're working on. This, of course, is my first State of the Merged Government speech. As you may know, that its official name in our city's charter is Merged Government. In recent years, we've been calling it the State of the City speech, and I want to tweak that just a little bit. I'm calling it our State of the City, State of the County speech. Despite 45 years of merged government, today urban life in Lexington and rural life in Lexington are still very different, with different priorities. In this speech, I want to recognize all parts of our community, just as the council represents and recognizes all parts of our community, urban, suburban, and rural areas. The members of our Urban County Council have been and will be my partners in our work together. So each of you, please stand as I recognize you. Vice Mayor Steve Kay, Councilmember at Large Richard Maloney, Councilmember at Large Chuck Ellinger, First District Councilmember James Brown, Second District Josh McKern, Third District Jake Gibbs, Fourth District Susan Lamb, 5th District, Bill Farmer, Jr. 6th District, Angela Evans. 7th District, Preston Worley. 8th District, Fred Brown. 9th District, Jennifer Massotti. 10th District, Amanda Mays Bledsoe. 11th District, Jennifer Reynolds. And 12th District Councilmember Kathy Ploman. Let's hear it for our council members. I would also like to recognize Congressman Andy Barr, who is here today. Thank you for coming. I know our council members want the best for our city, and so do our citizens. We know our citizens want us to dream big dreams for Lexington. So let's talk about a few of those dreams, big and small, we've been working on in my first 2 weeks in office. I want to start with the battle against opioid addiction. Now, that might not sound like a big dream to some people, but to the thousands of people who have lost a family member or a friend or a colleague to an overdose or tried to help someone battle addiction, there is no bigger dream than finding effective ways to help addicts and their families fight back. It is literally a matter of life and death, and it affects everyone, all demographics. It touches our businesses, schools, churches, families, everyone. It's detrimental to our labor force, diverts funding from much-needed initiatives, and has stolen the future from many talented Lexingtonians. These days, everywhere I go, I hear another tragic story about addiction. Last week, 800 people filled up the Kentucky Theater on a cold Wednesday evening to hear a program and watch a movie about opioid addiction. Several people came up to me at the Kentucky to tell me about the specific people they had lost to an overdose. People are desperate for help and hope, and it is time we make this a community priority. I have dedicated a staff member in the mayor's office, Andrea James, to focus exclusively on this issue. She is working deliberately to research Fayette County's data and status relative to addiction and overdose. We know we are the #2 county in the Commonwealth, only behind Jefferson County in the severity of our problem. Andrea will find the best experts and best practices nationwide. She will also reach out to partners, the people in the trenches who fight this battle every day right here in Lexington. She is going to take a look at the programs now in place. For example, Social Services Commissioner Chris Ford and his team have gathered considerable data working with the University of Kentucky College of Medicine to identify strengths and unmet needs of our response to opioid addiction. Lexington has won a $2 million grant for overdose prevention to support first responders and community partners, expanding the availability of naloxone, among other initiatives. In Fayette County, police officers, firefighters, and sheriff's deputies now carry naloxone. And our health department operates a very successful needle exchange program, as well as providing naloxone to citizens. After gathering the available information, I will assemble a multidisciplinary work group that will craft a comprehensive action plan for Lexington. We have no time to waste on this. We have to address it now. Another focus of mine these first few days in office has been the economy. Jobs, jobs, jobs. Economic development will always be a top priority in City Hall. Our city's big dreams, investments we want to make, are fueled by economic growth. A growing economy and new jobs enable the city to afford quality of life investments, which in turn attract new companies that place a high premium on quality of life to Lexington. Now, talk about the economy always brings up questions about our city's budget. So let's pause just a moment to talk about where we stand. We are looking at a very tight budget next fiscal year, with many funding challenges ahead of us, especially rising pension costs. Like last year, the ongoing uncertainty in Frankfort leaves us and other cities in Kentucky with questions about how much our pension costs will rise, what size impact there will be on our budgets. Over the next few weeks, Chief of Staff Tyler Scott, my team, and I will be making some tough decisions about our budget. And those decisions will be presented to the public April 9th when I give my first budget address to the council. Our budget process is already underway. It will be managed by Chief Administrative Officer Sally Hamilton, who will lead our strong budget team, which this year will include John Cubine, an expert in government finance. Our current budget may be tight, but I'm very optimistic about the future of our economy. Two recent initiatives give us the opportunity for significant economic growth. We must put strong plans in place to take full advantage of them. And our Chief Development Officer, Kevin Atkins, is already working on these plans. First, Lexington is well on its way to being one of the largest gigabit cities in the country. a $10 million fiber optic network, MetroNet, is already being installed downtown and in our suburbs. Welcome to MetroNet's John Sinelli, Kevin Stelmach, and Kathy Scheller, who have joined us today. And thanks to our CIO, Aldona Valicenti, who has been working closely with them. As the work to install the network has progressed, MetroNet has also partnered with Lexington Traditional Magnet School and other organizations to address our digital divide. Thank you so much. MetroNet provides us with the opportunity to leap into tomorrow's economy. To become a technological hub, we must capitalize on this opportunity. That means an aggressive economic development campaign to attract new high-tech companies and help Lexington companies as they grow and expand. We want a large share of the hundreds of students who graduate from our city's universities to find a good job right here. Technology jobs are a natural fit for many of them. Second, there's the partnership we recently entered into with the University of Kentucky, our city's largest employer. It's another reason I'm optimistic about future economic growth. Last year, in exchange for ownership of some sections of streets near campus, UK gave the city 250 acres for economic development. There are 50 shovel-ready acres in Coldstream Research Park and another 200 acres fronting on I-75. We must have a strong development plan for the Coldstream property. Our Industrial Development Authority has been appointed and will begin meeting soon to put together a plan for these 250 acres. This board will make sure that the land is ready to attract employment to Lexington that we can be proud of. Good, stable jobs, jobs of the future. We also have the potential for significant economic growth in the field of high-tech agriculture. We are well positioned to be a national leader in this field, and we've already started working on it. In Fayette County today, agriculture is a $2.3 billion business, according to a 2017 study by a UK economist. We can increase that while providing more good-paying jobs for our citizens. I want to thank Agriculture Commissioner Ryan Quarles and his staff at the Kentucky Department of Agriculture for their willingness to partner with us in this effort. We are also working with Alltech, a company that has been a pioneer in high-tech agriculture. Founded by the late Dr. Pierce Lyons, the company today is led by his son, Dr. Mark Lyons, who is working with us. And we have the support of Dean Nancy Cox and her faculty, staff, and graduates at the UK College of Agriculture, Food, and Environment. Dr. Ashton Potter Wright started as our region's local food coordinator. I have asked her to broaden her scope and work with this group. And just a word about Ashton's work over her first 4 years with the city. Through Bluegrass Farm to Table, she has established relationships with over 80 farmers in 30 counties, generating over $2.5 million in sales for small and medium-sized farming operations. Workforce development is an essential part of any type of successful economic development. I'm excited about the partnership we have recently formed with our global headquarter companies. After an initial conversation with Valvoline about its need for additional executive-level talent, a group of our companies with local headquarters here began meeting together. Elodie Dickinson, our workforce development manager, is working with this group. The goal is to make sure we have the tools in place needed to attract the top talent to our companies. I had the opportunity to meet with this group last Friday, and they continue to be engaged in making sure Lexington is seen for what it is, a great place for business and a great place to live and work. We are ready to attract the best of the best. Many of you may have already seen the group's Lexington, It Just Feels Like Home video that was released near the end of last year. This video has had over 7,000 views, including people from 39 states and 52 countries. Thanks to Dennis Lawrence, President and CEO of Clark Material Handling, who is with us today. Dennis and Clark allowed the group to work with his videographer on the video, greatly reducing the overall cost. From executive-level talent to entry-level jobs, Lexington's workforce development must focus on local needs, the needs of our employers and workers. In the last 3 years, 400 people have gone through training programs funded by the city workforce grants, and we're just getting started. I have already met with and had conversations with Secretary Derek Ramsey of the Kentucky Education and Workforce Development Cabinet. Secretary Ramsey looks forward to working with us to grow our workforce development, especially in our efforts to provide apprenticeship opportunities. Quality of life is often the reason companies are interested in locating in Lexington. One important part of quality of life is public safety. Lexington is one of the safest cities of its size in our country. In 2018, we had the lowest Part 1 crime rate that we've had in the past 6 years. These are serious crimes like murder, rape, or robbery. Lexington had a 16% decrease in Part 1 crimes in 2018 when compared to 2017. Our violent crime rate dropped over 13% in 2018 when compared to 2017, along with a 23% reduction in assaults with a firearm and a 21% drop in murders. I want to thank Chief Lawrence Weathers and our police officers who are with us today and some who are on duty. While we can be happy that our overall numbers are declining, we know there's more work to do. Those who have been personally affected by violence in our city often look at a different set of numbers. The homeowner who was a victim of a drive-by shooting might count the number of bullet holes in their home or their car. Families that have lost a loved one may think of the number of birthdays and holidays that their loved ones will miss. As your mayor, all of these numbers, all of these people are important to me, which is why I support and hope to expand the work of One Lexington. Under the leadership of Laura Hatfield, One Lexington works with people and organizations across the community and with first responders to address violence, especially the involvement of young people in violence. Violence among young people has also been a top concern of our superintendent and school board. I want to thank Superintendent Manny Caulk and our school board. 3 school board members are here today, Chair Stephanie Spires and members Raymond Daniels and Darrell Love. Welcome to all of you. Thank you. We want to build on the work of our police officers already do with you and find new ways to collaborate to support your determination to keep our schools safe. That is important to all of us. I also want to talk about the amazing work Chief Kristin Chilton and our firefighters do to keep us safe. First, Fire Station 24 will open this summer in the Masterson Station area. In addition to improving response times in the neighborhoods that surround it, Station 24 will house the department's first tanker truck, which will allow us to better serve the rural community because it holds 3,000 gallons of water, the equivalent of 3 regular fire engines. Second, our new community paramedicine program enables firefighters to take a more comprehensive approach to the care of patients who frequently call E911 for assistance with chronic concerns, such as mobility issues or transportation. Instead of just solving a patient's immediate medical problem through community paramedicine, firefighters treat root problems. Since it started in late 2017, community paramedicine has helped the department cut back the number of emergency care runs by 2.5%, or about 1,000 runs. The program has reversed a recent trend in which the numbers of runs had been increasing by about 8% every year. Alice White, one of the people community paramedicine has helped, is here today. Alice was making frequent calls to 911 after she began experiencing what she thought was anxiety. The community paramedicine firefighters who examined her discovered she actually had an undiagnosed heart arrhythmia, which was causing her discomfort. Since Alice saw a cardiologist who treated her arrhythmia, she has only had to call 911 once. It's a win-win. Alice's quality of life is better, and our firefighters are able to improve efficiency. Alice, we're so glad you're feeling better. And yes. And finally, our firefighters have saved lives, 3 and counting, through their new smoke alarm program. Lexington firefighters installed 5,344 smoke alarms in 2018. One of them was at the home of Cassie Belle, a single mom with 2 teenagers living at home. Last month, her cats knocked over a toaster in her kitchen and started a small fire. Cassie woke up at 2 a.m. to the sound of her smoke alarms. The alarms saved her life and the lives of her children, she said. Cassie, we're glad you're here. Most city employees aren't involved in saving lives, but their work is important and makes an enormous contribution to quality of life here in Lexington. I want to mention just a few of their accomplishments and some of our upcoming plans. In engineering, next year we will see additions to several trails, including Brighton East and Town Branch Trail, the connection of Citation Boulevard to Winburn Drive, the start of the next phase of Clays Mill Road improvements from Waco Drive to Harrodsburg, the extension of Polo Club Boulevard to Todd's Road, and the completion of the Wilson Downing Bridge. In traffic engineering, signal retiming projects for the Hamburg area and Nicholasville Road are coming later this year. They will make lights more responsive to changing traffic demands, and I'm sure everyone in here wants that. In water quality, Acting Commissioner of Public Works and Environmental Quality, Charles Martin, and his staff continue the work of cleaning up our streams by rebuilding our aging sanitary sewers. They are also saving money. Currently, our actual expenses are running almost $95 million below projections. In Parks and Recreation, a new playground is coming to Shiloh Park. Commissioner Jeff Reed has made accessibility a priority in our playgrounds and other park facilities. Veterans Park will also have a new playground. New trails are coming to Meadowthorpe and Dixie Parks, a new basketball court at Jacobson, new tennis courts at Coulevan through a partnership with Transylvania University, and we're making 2 dog parks accessible. In information technology, we have an upgraded system at LexCall 311 to better provide feedback, be more accountable to citizens. Here's Tracy Holman, a member of our LexCall staff. In planning, a citizens task force will soon begin working to improve long-term land use decisions concerning the urban service area boundary. We must have a data-driven process that guides any future expansion so we don't lose sight of the importance of infill. As you can see, we've been busy, and there's a lot more to do. First, you will see us reaching out to neighborhoods. Craig Cammack, the Community Outreach Liaison in my office, will be improving our communication with our neighborhoods, meeting with them and helping them find what they need at City Hall. He will also work with LGBTQ groups, veterans, and our schools. Heather Lyons, my new Director of Arts and Cultural Affairs, will bring new life and ideas to our downtown festivals and build on the success of our lively arts and cultural community. Quinn Welch, our utility infielder, will work on a variety of projects. We will continue to work on Town Branch Commons, a reinvented Rupp Arena, and a new convention center where construction, as you know, has begun. We will be focusing again on a new City Hall. Just this morning, I came in to find a first-floor meeting room I use frequently had been the victim of a leaking pipe over the weekend. We are preparing for the return of the Breeders' Cup in 2020, building new partnerships with our public schools and universities, looking at new ways to address violence, and recruiting world-class companies, and more. Many opportunities are missed because they come dressed in overalls and look like work. In Lexington, we are not afraid of work, and we don't and won't miss opportunities for our city. Thank you very much.
Mayor Gorton, thank you very much for delivering the state of the city and the state of the county. Thank you very much. I want to thank Sam White again for all the work that he does, the Lex TV crew. The presentation will be archived on lexingtonky.gov. I also want to thank all the staff of LFUCG for coming out to the event today. Tyler Scott, always a great pleasure to see a fellow Patterson alumnus. Ladies and gentlemen, most of all, thank you for joining the Lexington Forum for the 2019 Lexington State of the City and State of the County Awards and Address. Excuse me, I have to get used to the new lingo there. But again, thank you, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Please be careful out there. The roads are a little slick still as the weather warms up. And we look forward to seeing you on February 7th for the next Lexington Forum meeting, which will talk about the issues and challenges facing Lexington's workforce. I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you very much.